Oh, okay. So I'm live. The mic setup is kind of crazy. I have it like kind of hidden up above me. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be hearing me when I'm sitting. So I'm going to stand up. Give me a few minutes here. I'm still setting up. So it's a live stream. If you guys have any questions, hop in the live chat in the YouTube page. And I'll do my best to kind of field questions, answer everything, so forth and so on. So I'm going to wait a little bit while people kind of populate into the audience, and we'll go from there. Let me try and adjust the camera a little bit more so that you guys can get a better viewing angle. But obviously, the main focus here is going to be the MatrixBrute. If you have questions about other stuff, I'll help you out with that too. But going to kind of focus on the MatrixBrute. All right, so let me see if I can't move some stuff around here so I can see the live chat a little bit better while I do this. Matter of fact, I think that's what iPads are for, right? And I have an iPad somewhere. Okay. So talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Let me get my iPad and we'll get started. Okay. Oh, there it is. I got it. All right. iPad is found. All right, guys. So, yeah, no drum brute. Who knows? Maybe I can make that happen at some point. But as of right now, no drum brute. I do, however, if I can remember my passcode to my iPad, I do, however, have the Delptronics Little Drummer Boy 2, which has some circuitry that's kind of similar, and has some interesting things going on with it. So if you guys have any questions about that stuff, I don't know if you guys have been seeing some of the Instagram posts, Instagram at Flux302. I've been sharing some videos and whatnot, just some weird little stuff that I just kind of had sitting on my phone. I kind of just got the okay to start talking about this thing today. So that's why everything's kind of rushed around and whatnot. And as you can tell, my setup is used constantly. So it's not one of those pretty pristine pictures like you see on like Future Music magazine or something where everybody's studio looks like it's dusted every day. My studio actually gets used. So that's why it looks like this. So the keyboard, we're getting a question about the keyboard. How does it feel compared to Moog? Moog keyboard, in my opinion, is much, much tighter. This has a really light synth action. It's like, you know, it feels, if you've used the Keylab Black, it feels kind of similar to that, but a little bit tighter than the Keylab Black. Fit and finish is a little bit nicer. So it's just a little bit tighter. I have the Keylab Black over here. I don't think you can see it in the shot. I'm guessing that my voice is probably super quiet too, right? I'm gonna try and improve that. I'm kind of watching the chat. Let me kind of so you can see my face. The chat screen is way over here, so you know, and the mic is way up here, and it's just a little pencil condenser. It's not the best setup for this, but like I said, I'm kind of doing it haphazardly. So I also still have a lingering cough for about 5 weeks now, so just try to put up with that. So yeah. The Rhodes, usually I run it through a Vox amp down here. That actually goes through a Marshall cab that's over here. But right now, as you can see, this blue cable right here is going to the audio input on the MatrixBrute. So I'm going to go to an empty patch. Okay. And I'll turn off the oscillator and press panel. As soon as you press the panel button, whatever knobs you have set up here, whatever modulations you have set up here, is what's there. It becomes, you know, a one-to-one synthesizer. There's zero menu diving on this thing at all. So literally everything, all your modulation, all your destinations, your sources, everything is at one, you know, it's right there. Like there's no, you can't even see it at the press of a button because it's literally right there. It's like, if you press the button, you're modulating, you know? How wide is it? I measured it out when I set it up here, but I kind of forget now. I'm looking around. I have a tape measure around here somewhere. It's this wide. It's, I want to say it was, oh shoot, let me find the thing. I'm sure that spec is online too, so probably not the most important thing. But let me see if I move this mic somewhere better. This is kind of all ridiculous. Push this mode back. Let's see if I can. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. Hold on. Push the Prophet 12 out of the way. All right, this will probably make a little bit more sense. How's that? A little bit better? Okay, so anyway, I'm setting up my little iPad here so that I can actually check you excuse me, check you guys out, the live chat as it goes. If I can figure out how to do it. Let's see. And should I do a tighter shot of the MatrixBrute? Will that make you guys a little bit happier? All right, so you want to hear a little bit. Oh. That might actually be one of the first times that a let me see if I mute this thing. Hold on, sorry. Let's mute that down. And live chat. Oh, now we're all set. Now I can actually see the live chat as we go. So see if I can kind of set this thing up. Yes, I'll play the I will play the ladder in just a sec. I'm getting really silly here. Sorry. All right, yeah, let me give you a tighter shot on the MatrixBrute. Move my patch cables down here so that I can set it up like this. This guy here so I can see what I'm typing. All right, let's see what we got. Let's go in a little bit tighter. What do you say? All right, let's try it like. Is that lovely? All right. Okay, so I can kind of see the chat. Oh, damn it. I'm just ridiculous here. Hold on. And again, sorry for being so unprepared about this, but it's better than nothing, right? And it's free. So complain all you want. As my daughter would say, just shake off the haters, Dad. Okay. All right, so we're good. So first thing I'm going to show you is this. I'll get into the FM and the ladder filter like you guys are talking about. But first I'm going to show you some other stuff. And let me know, kind of comment in here how the audio quality is so that I know like if I need to adjust something in the studio to try and make it better. I have literally no way to monitor how it sounds over the feed. So maybe if I plug some headphones into my iPad, I could be smart, but whatever. So that patch actually has like some modulation on the pitch too. So if you're wondering, oh, the pitch sounds kind of wobbly, it's supposed to in this patch. So, and if I want to see my modulations, I hit the mod button and I can see the modulations, and you'll see this first row is VCO 1 pitch, and this fifth row is all VCO 2 pitch. So you can see, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 modulations going on affecting various pitch. So if I want to turn those off, I can literally just press it twice. And now I've removed pitch modulation. What up, Corey? I see B-Boy Tech Report here. So what's cool about this is this is a paraphonic patch, and it uses the paraphonic patches use both filters. So it's actually it's more than just paraphonic. It's actually duophonic with an added paraphonic voice, because you actually have separate envelopes for 2 voices, and or actually for 3 voices, and separate filters for 2 of the voices. So you can get a really like a seriously analog polyphonic sound out of this thing. And if you want to sweep both filters at the same time, you just grab the silver knob in the center. So right now, this is actually a cool patch too, because the Steiner is set up, the Steiner Parker filter is set up as high pass, and the Moog filter, or excuse me, the ladder filter down below is the bandpass. So you get that kind of cool sweeping. And then in addition, no, I don't think Glenn's joining. He has an open invite too, if you'd like to. But I just kind of set this up, and maybe if some people are nice, and you know, I can let them join the stream too. The the only problem with allowing people to join in the actual stream of the video is it will the audio will be pulled away from the synth and me. But I'm cool with it if the chat room votes on whether or not people should go in. That's up to you guys. So let's play with the filters for a second here, and sticking with the paraphonic patch for just a moment, because the paraphonic stuff, realistically, I don't believe anybody has really shown the paraphonic stuff well. Part of that being because it was one of the last features to be finalized on this thing, but it's really good now. And I love it. So let's move both of these to low pass. Now on my meter, it looks like the synth is pretty quiet. Is it quiet to you guys, or does it, does it need to be turned up? So let's go back to a blank patch. This is how it starts out, as like an initialized patch sound. All right, so that's literally just one saw oscillator, and that's it. I'm going to hit panel. Now I'm to the panel setup. You'll see that none of the oscillators are lit. That's because this patch that I had set up on the panel right now is actually designed so that I can run my Rhodes, which is directly below the MatrixBrute, into it. And see if I can get some sound through here. It's kind of in the way. And we'll kind of, I've moved things around a bit too, so do this, and set this here. Okay, so now I have the Rhodes. This is my external input here. You have a dedicated knob for external input, and you can you have like the orange color and then the green turquoise color. That decides which filter you're running through. And right now I have them in parallel, and I'm running through both filters. So what's cool about that is right now I have both cutoffs all the way open. There's no envelope going on. They're both at about like 80% volume, and you can clip it. And so, and this is just the straight up, just the straight up Rhodes going into it. There's no preamp here. If I play light, and if I play hard, you can get that overdrive. Now you have an audio input attenuator here. So if I want it more clean, I can just back it off. And let me move this thing this way just a little bit. Oh, geez. Watch me drop my iPad. That'd be awesome. Now, let's have some fun with that, right? So analog heat from Electron. That's like the big thing right now. Everybody loves it because you can do all these different distortions, and it can do envelope following of those distortions and LFOs and all that. MatrixBrute can do all that stuff too, which is really awesome because you have, let's count them. All right. So you've got your input overdrive. You can kind of clip the input here and get an analog clipping there, saturation here. Then in addition to that, you have drive per filter, and the drive does sound different on each filter. So you've got Steiner-Parker drive, ladder filter drive. You've got your external input here, and you can kind of drive it there. Then in addition to that, you have brute factor on the Steiner-Parker, which is a feedback loop for just the Steiner-Parker filter. And then you have a feedback loop of brute factor for the ladder filter here. All right. And then you have another place where you can get distortion is you can overdrive the outputs of the Steiner out and the ladder out. And then one more place for drive, you have the analog effects section over here, and you can actually overdrive your analog effects as well. So you guys do the math. It's a butt ton of different saturations and distortions, and they're all different colors too. So all of that stuff can be completely modulated as well, which is crazy. And then on top of that, you also have an insert point on the back here, so you can send pre-analog effects. You can send insert channel out. So if you want to run it into your modular or into guitar pedals, whatever, it automatically will just work. You just send an insert cable out and you're good to go. So that's pretty insane. No. So it says, was the Rhodes the very sound you played at the beginning of the video? I don't know. I don't remember what I played, but I mean, if it was the paraphonic patch, then no, that's just MatrixBrute. But I mean, here's how the Rhodes is. Watch what happens when I start to overdrive it. And what's really cool about this is it has an envelope follower built in. So if you watch in the video here, I'm kind of looking over there to see if it lights up in the screen, but you'll see that my the envelope one is your VCF envelopes. Okay. You see how they light up when I play? It's because it's envelope following. So, what are we saying? Okay, I'm just reading the live chat as I go. So, so this is, let's back that distortion off a little bit. Give it just a bit. Right, so we got just a little bit of bark on there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start playing with the cutoff on this filter. I'm going to leave the Steiner Parker all the way open so I get like a parallel signal path of a dry Rhodes along with a, you know, the ladder filter envelope. So we're going to take the ladder filter down here. So I'll let you hear how that sounds. We'll put resonance at 50% and we'll at 12 o'clock, and then we'll cut the resonance or the cutoff. So now you don't hear so much because I have that dry path going through, but we'll actually take resonance up. We'll put it on a 12 pole. Each filter can either be 24 dB or it can be 12 dB. So now let's give it some of this envelope. You hear that? So with that, we can kind of do some fun stuff. Let's kick this up a notch. Take that brute factor back a little bit. So that's just Rhodes going into, you know, the MatrixBrute with an envelope follower that's built into the MatrixBrute, of course. We can do some really fun stuff like, let's put them both in bandpass. And when you add the analog effects to something like the Rhodes, that's when things just get sexy. Let's try A little bit of drive on the Steiner. We have stereo delay, mono delay, chorus, flanger, and reverb. Let's do the chorus here. The other cool thing about this is, so right now I have them both using the same envelope, but I don't need to do that. So what I'll do is I'm going to take the Steiner filter, hit the mod, and go to Steiner. This whole row is Steiner destinations. So for the cutoff, and we'll do envelope 3. Take it all the way to maximum. And so now this envelope will control this filter. And what I'll do is it'd be a slow attack, a little bit of decay, and a little bit of release. So you get two totally different sounds going on at the same time. You want to hear a modulated sequence. Okay. Yeah, so not going to use the Rhodes for that right now, which, I mean, you can do that, but let's just hop right into some presets. Take it out of panel mode. And these presets that are in here right now are not the finalized presets. These are stuff that I was kind of messing around with, and some of the presets from some other guys. So I got to see which ones even have what, to be honest with you. Let's see what we got. Well, here, let's just make a sequence real quick. How about that? And then we can go ahead and start playing with that. I'm gonna kind of set things up my own way first. And if I hit the mod button, I can see what the modulations for this patch are, so I can quickly kind of figure out what's going on here. And let's add some modulation to the Steiner Parker filter from the sequence. So all I have to do is hit sequence mod. Destination is going to be the Steiner, which is basically just noise going through the Steiner right now. And I'm going to turn this up. And I'll put the same on the ladder filter. Negative modulation now. Let's add in some analog effects. We'll do the stereo delay and we'll sync it. And these are bucket brigade effects. Like they're not analog and then actually digital. They're actually analog. Now for from what I understand, it might not be stereo out to you guys from Google Hangouts. So you guys let me know about that. I might even be able to change that in the settings. All right, I just set it up for the studio setting in Google Hangouts. Maybe that helps. All right, now I'm going to kind of move the lighting around a little bit better. Hopefully this makes it look a little bit better for you guys. Kind of do it like so. I don't know if this is any better or worse. What else to show? Let's go back to, I'm going to do a patch from scratch. How about that? And we were asking about, you guys were asking about FM from the oscillators. So I'll show that first. Let me hit panel. I'm just going to kind of set up. This is what I kind of always do whenever I'm doing my own initialized patches. So I like to kind of just set things up my own way real quick so that I know that nothing is turned away that I don't approve of, so I don't forget anything. So, excuse me. Can't wait to get over this cold. It's going to be awesome. Okay. Alright, so. And it sounds like my kids are going crazy upstairs. So that's always fun. Alright, now. Right now, what we're going to have is just a saw going through both of these. Oh, I didn't clear this out yet, so that's cleared now. Okay. Oh, should probably turn that off. Yeah. All right, so this here, and so what do we want to see? We'll do a FM patch, and so now it's super thin. There we go. Ladder filters. We'll do them 24 dB. So this is one oscillator. And some of the things that you can do with that, with just using one oscillator, is you have an audio mod section down here. The reason audio mod section is separate from the matrix is because the audio mod section is actually 100% analog modulation over here. So whereas this, you can do all kinds of digital modulation and whatnot, this right here is like a direct wired path. So you can really, like, there's no aliasing or anything like that in your FM. So for instance, if I want, we could do okay. So let's go ahead. We'll bring up a triangle, and then we'll do that again. So what that is I'm modulating VCO1 with VCO3. Okay, so. And if you want, you can map this knob right here to your matrix, because this isn't one of the preset amounts. So all you have to do is these 4 buttons where the paper ink screen is, you just press the button, turn the knob, and now it becomes that row. So this knob is this whole row of the matrix now, okay? So I can send out any of these modulations. I'll use LFO1, and I'll decide how much of it I want to go. And let's do a sine wave, and we'll do just like this. And then all you have to do is set it up. There you go. And I can speed it up. And then I can increase the amount. So, and that's, again, this is just one oscillator, and I'm modulating it with one other oscillator, but you're not hearing the oscillator that I'm modulating it with. I'll turn on the modulation source here now. So let's go ahead, VCO3. So now I'm getting them both. And I'll turn up the VCO3 now. What's really cool is, so I'm going to turn off the LFO, and instead I'm going to use envelope 3 to modulate that amount. So let's turn this up here a good bit. So you can do some really kind of funky stuff like this. Add in the filter along with that, you get it like this. We'll do turn the Steiner down. So now I'm just using the ladder again. Resonance up. And then we'll use velocity to the filter amount. Filter envelope amount, I should say. And then when you start bringing in those analog effects, of course, I can play with the pitch of that. Another nice, just simple sound designer kind of feature is you have a key hold. So if you like doing drones and that sort of thing, or just you need a third hand, you just hit the button. Awesome. So now I can sit here and kind of hear my sound and just play with it. So now I'm doing VCO3 is modulating VCO1 and filter 2. So let's turn that off. So this is one of those kind of more, you know, fringe type patches. Let's do something a little bit more traditional here so that people understand, you know, that this thing can do just straight up pure tone, which is kind of important, right? If you're spending, what, $1,800 on a synth, you want a synth that can just straight up sound good at any moment. So getting rid of my modulations here. So now we've got 3 oscillators. Let's turn the effects down. Now I haven't used the sub oscillators yet, right? I'll bring the sub oscillators in a minute, but for now let's focus on just like the primary oscillation sound. So triangle wave, right? You have the metalizer from the mini brute is on here, and what I found that it's really good at, because you now have a ladder filter and Steiner that goes 24 dB, you can control that metalizer way better than you could on the mini brute. It lets you get really awesome bell and percussion sounds and that kind of stuff, but let's check it out. So when you turn that up and then you take the ladder down, resonance up. And then we'll do the filter on here. So now you got this kind of sound that has this high timbre to it. And it's not, you know, it's not clunky down low. You know how sometimes when you make like a bass patch, and if you don't have the right harmonics in there, instead of hearing like a nice full thick bass patch, you get this like, you know, clicky, you know, just kind of, it just kind of falls apart in the low end. With this, you don't have to worry about that. Now if I add the sub oscillators in, I rock your world. So now I got 2 sub oscillators down. And then you can, again, this is all just one filter happening right now, right? So let's say we want to do something fun with the Steiner on the top end, right? So watch, I'm going to turn up the output of the Steiner because I'm still sending parallel right now. I just haven't been messing with it. Oh, there it is. And I'm going to do negative modulation with that. Give it some resonance. It's so fast to like get so big that it can like overpower a mix. So that's why it's nice that you've got, you know, on the Mini Brute, you had, you know, just one of these oscillators and it was crazy deep. But now you've got 2 of those, plus you have a more traditional oscillator down below that. So you can kind of tailor it however you want. If you want to send just one oscillator to the Steiner, right? So let's do that. And then I'll send the other 2 oscillators just to the ladder filter. Or let's say I want to change it around. Let's go, the other 2 oscillators are going to go to the Steiner, and the one with the metalizer on it is going through the ladder. So, yeah, and I can do clean again, you know, as I was doing earlier. Now, here's the other thing. So you've got the 24 dB modes on the Steiner and ladder filter, and the 24 dB is new for the Steiner filter. It's basically like having 2 Steiner filters, you know, stacked together and then synced. So what I'm going to do now is I'll take it to 12 dB. I really like it as a 2-pole filter. I think it shines as a 2-pole. The resonance, it just screams at you. So here, I'll switch between them. You guys hear the difference there, right? It's pretty, pretty intense. So now on this patch, I haven't touched the brute factor or drive yet. So I'll start bringing up some brute factor on it. Let's do it on the low end first. Now you can get out of hand with it. Like right now it's not even at 12 o'clock. If I bring it all the way up. Like, I really hope that that bass is coming through to you guys, because in my studio it's like it's crazy. So definitely subwoofer friendly. Now brute factor, you know, about 11 o'clock on both of them. Let's do a sequence. We'll do sequencer length. I'm going to keep short. And you have options of running it forward and reverse, random. We'll do random. And then you can do like legato and stuff. Let's do it like this. And we'll do, and actually we'll do some fun stuff with this as well. We'll do some more motion sequencing. So the way the step sequencer works, you can just play your notes in. You can punch your notes in and then change them. You can, if you play hard, you'll get the accent notes will come up on here. You have slide on the third row here. And then this top row here is your mod sequence. So I'm going to use the mod sequence to, let's use it to bring oscillators in and out. That's always fun, right? So what I'll do is, let's set up the modulation first. So we'll go to sequence mod, and I'm going to map a couple of oscillators. So this is VCO1 level. This will be VCO2 level. And then I'm going to do, let's do dry wet. Okay. So, and again, the first row is still the FM, right? So, okay, so now we can do, we'll set up some modulations here. Sequence modulation. We'll do the amount. And then we'll set it up in the sequence. I'm just kind of doing it random, so. So now it's just kind of going all over the place, right? And if I go back to the modulation, let's set up some more things off of that, like VCO2 pitch. And we'll do VCO metal, VCO1 metal. And we can do cutoff of the Steiner, and cut her off of the ladder. So you get all that crazy movement happening just by, you know, pressing a few buttons. If you want to get rid of it, you just hit panel and mod, and now all those modulations are gone. Sequence, I can hit panel, sequence, all that stuff's gone, and this just becomes like a initialized sequence that I had set up. If I want to get rid of that, I can. All right. What else you guys want to see? I'm looking at the chat here. Okay, so some things to show here. Let's check out. Let me set this back to normal. My wheel. What do we have going on right now? So we'll do this, and let's turn the sequencer off. So we'll do some, let's do some fifths type stuff. do, take the sub oscillators back down. Let's do it like this. Oh, you know what? How much does it weigh? It weighs, I'm trying to remember. Off top of the head, I want to say it's around 50 or 60 pounds. It's heavy. It's not light at all. It's very heavy. I want to say it's somewhere between 50 and 60 pounds, somewhere around there. And Matrix as its own, I agree. I think you could do some really cool sequencers like that, like a cool product. Who knows what they'll come up with? I mean, they've been kind of on top of the game. Oh, something else that I wanted to talk about. The wood on here is real wood. This is, I believe, I want to say they said it's like mahogany or something. I'm not a wood expert. I just get wood when I look at this thing. It's actually real wood on here. It's very nice. There's like a point around the back where the wood kind of like goes away, and there's like this. It's almost like Tolexy type feel, but I think it's like a rubber or something. I'm not sure. Which is really nice. This case is all solid metal. Like this is all, it's all like folded metal or whatever you call it. So it's built really nice. Around top, you've got 24 jacks up here. You got 12 in and 12 out for your matrix. So it's like it's 12 and then 12 in, 12 out. And what's really crazy about that is, so I'm trying not to cough. Sorry about that. So let me explain something about this matrix and how the patch bay up here works. You can see that I have some cables plugged into it right now. So it's not just like, I know a lot of people were thinking, okay, so it's like LFO 1 out, envelope 2 out, VCO out, whatever. That's not how it works. What it is it's lanes in and out, basically, right? So if I set up a modulation on here, the sum of the modulation on this lane is what comes out of there, okay? So, for instance, you know what? I'm going to set up a patch that has, yeah, the ARP is the same as the sequencer, really. So, like, and I'm jumping around, like, for people who watch this later, there's a live chat going on and people are asking questions, and I'm just jumping right to it. And you can do forward, reverse, random, swing, so you can do all that stuff just like that, and you've got gate length. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is, I love wavetable oscillators, so I'm going to use a wavetable oscillator, and we'll set up a patch with that real quick. So what we're going to do is, this audio input's coming out, which is the Rhodes again. This one's going in, and now I have to try and remember what the hell this cable goes to, because my modular's been kind of all over the place lately. Oh, you know what? Right now it's actually the System 1, which is right next to it. System 1 makes a ridiculously good pair with the MatrixBrute. It sounds weird, but it's like, I'm telling you, man, like, they work so nicely together. It's crazy. So let's do CV and gate, CV, gate. All right, let me set this thing up real quick. So when I turn this up, here, I'll turn these guys down. That's the System 1 right there. Let me back the camera up just a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. I wonder if I'll be able to edit this video later so I could chop off that whole first part of this where I wasn't really doing anything. That would be good, right? So, I got to figure out what the patch is that I had set up here. So just be nice to me for a second. This down. Gate. Yeah. I got some kind of crazy modulations going on here, don't I? So that right there, I'm not using any oscillators of the MatrixBrute. Like, they're lit, but the volume is turned down on each one. It's just... We'll change the waveforms on these so that they're more traditional. Okay, so let's move. I'm going to move this so that I can kind of be out of the camera's way a little bit. Move the mic a little bit here. Okay, so this is kind of how I normally sit too when I'm messing with this thing. It's so fun. Look at me. I sit right here, right? And I've got like this modular here, and MatrixBrute there. And if you don't like that, then there's something wrong with you. So we're going to set up some modulations and whatnot, and you guys can check it out. So right now, it's just a straight oscillator because I have sustain. I'm using the straight output. I could use the oscillator output and the mixer output of the Matrix of the System 1, but I'm not. I'm just using straight output from here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because you can do cool stuff like bit crush it. And let's open this stuff up, and we'll get rid of this modulation stuff here. Alright, so now it's just clean. This is basically, that's how the System 1 sounds. And you can actually hear it overdrive. If you listen carefully to this, what is that? It's like a saw wave, right? Yeah. So if you listen to the saw wave, you'll hear it overdrive as I turn the external input up. So you can hear it overdrive there. I could also do it from here. So because I can adjust the input gain on here, I can decide whether or not I want it clipping the inputs. Kind of like when you would clip the inputs to your sampler back in the day. Same kind of vibe. So let's use excuse me, let's use some different waveforms. And we'll bring in some MatrixBrute waveforms. And it's not MIDI'd up. Right now I'm just using the CV and gate. Alright. Let me set this thing down here a little bit so I can see what you guys are saying. And you can do, like, if you add, like, the reverb and stuff in it. And then you start playing with the filters. So that's, you know, a little bit ridiculous. Let's add some envelope amount to that. Here, we'll do this. So you can just do some ridiculous stuff. I got like an LFO making that thing sound all crazy. Again, I wasn't really planning on doing this today, so bear with me. So now you got, you know, just using a System 1 and the MatrixBrute, you can have, what is that, 1, 2, like 6 oscillators together. So it's a nice little thing to pair along with it. Do a sequence. I haven't even gotten into like pause that up. So not so much ring mod. It's different audio mod. So you have VCO1 to modulate VCO2. You got VCO3 to modulate VCO1 or VCO2. You have VCO3 to modulate VCF1 or VCF2. And then you have noise to modulate either VCO1 or VCF1. Okay? And then you've got sync. So let's turn this down and turn off the sequencer. Again, this is just MatrixBrute sound right now. If I want to sync the oscillators, this is synced. I'm going to turn down VCO3. And then, of course, you can do the fun stuff like... Let's do some classic stuff here. We'll set this up. Of course, I can map that knob. Let's do that right now. Let's actually clear all these modulations. And we'll do, this guy will go to here. And we'll do LFO. Yeah, man, got that right. I like to keep this kind of like right up here. You'll see it in some of my videos. I just kind of sit it up there. So Ozorg says it looks cool, but the sound. I'm guessing he wasn't here earlier when I was playing it either. So again, some cool stuff you can do with things like the sync on here. I'm modulating the coarse pitch of VCO1 with that, and we can increase that rate a bit. And then I can modulate, let's say, like the delay time of the analog effect, and bring that in, and we'll modulate that kind of the same way. And in some sub-oscillation and whatnot. And then, of course, as you play with the regeneration, here we'll... You just take it into space. And let's step through those analog effects again. Some chorus. Flanger. And remember, I'm still modulating that delay time. Reverb. We'll take that off. We'll do some short gates. So this is the analog reverb. We'll bring back some of that System 1 sound. Okay, so what else you guys want to see? Of course, there's 4 different types of noise on here. You can adjust the phase of the oscillators, the delay of the oscillators. Trying to think what else. Modulation, destinations, and sources. I mean, you can do aftertouch with it. So if you wanted to, like, for instance, let's say I wanted to open up the filter with aftertouch. I just select aftertouch. I'm gonna do this one, bring it up a bit. This one, I'll bring it up a bit. Yeah, it literally is a bucket brigade delay and reverb. So it's, I think there's like 4 bucket brigade chips in there. Oh, so yeah, let's get into some modulation from MatrixBrute modulating some modular, right? So, matter of fact, I'm going to take it back to the bigger modular case. Let's see if I can kind of... We'll do it this way. This should be cool. Trying to get that ethereal sun logo in here. There you go. Yeah. I like that. So, let's see if I can move my chair. I'll kind of move this thing a bit so you can hopefully still hear me. And we'll get a little bit more light. All right, so is it possible to modulate sequence delay times? Yes. You must have just missed it because I just did that. I'll do it real quick just to show you how ridiculously fast it is to modulate something, right? So here's a sequence, right? So I have delay time is on my second row here, right? I'm going to do sequence mod right to it, turn it up, sequence, and I'll put in some sequence modulation here. So now I have the sequencer is modulating my delay times here. So let me set the length. And I'll put it on a stereo delay so that you can hear it a little bit better. So hopefully you can hear how it's modulating that. Watch when I turn down the oscillators. You'll really hear it then. Okay, so let's say we want to use a modular oscillator, you know, like a straight up real modular oscillator. Well, I mean, System 1's real too, but you know what I mean. So what I'm going to do is, let me take the audio output that I had. I had the System 1 going to that. So now, here's audio output, right? So I'll plug it straight into the Orgon accumulator. And I have a big patch going on over here right now. I'm just going to start yanking wires, I think. Well, no, I might keep it as it is. Because basically what I was doing with this patch earlier, which I kind of don't totally want to destroy yet, but I have the Thriller VCF from SynthCube, the Mankato filter from Suit and Tie Guy Sound Labs, the Animodule SOB filter. I had all three of these filters going into a mixer, the Animodule Mixer that you can sequence, and then I had MatrixBrute switching between which filter it was using, and sending the oscillators of the MatrixBrute through that, and then back into it using the insert cable, which is absolutely ridiculous and awesome. So, if you don't like that, something wrong with you. But let's play with the Orgon accumulator right now. So, CV for pitch. Let's grab this guy. And again, this is coming straight out the back of the MatrixBrute. I'm going to tune my oscillator real quick. And the way I'm going to do that is really a pretty stupid, simple way. Let's set my oscillators and everything to flat, open. Oh, turn the sequencer off. Turn this off. And modulations. I'm going to turn all these modulations off just so that nothing's in my way while I'm tuning. So right now, this is just a oscillator from the MatrixBrute, square wave. Right? Now I'll bring in the Orgon accumulator, and I'll tune it. And let's set these waves up. Kind of just works. And let's say I want to do I'm going to do a different... But you know what? I got... There we go. I had FM on the orgone accumulator, so... Tracks perfectly. Like, I don't have to do anything. Like, I literally just tune my oscillator and it tracks. Right? So that's orgone accumulator and VCO1. Now, let's get nerdy and start grabbing cables. I got cables like all over the floor and whatnot. So I've been having so much fun with this thing that it's kind of like, can you blame me? Like, my cables are all over the place because, like, I'll just get, like, random patch ideas. And I'm like, oh, I want to try this. And then just cables go flying. So, again, looking at the top row here, these are my modulations, right? So, let's say I want, I'm going to use a path that I'm not using. I'm not using VCO2 right now. So, I'm going to use VCO2 Ultra. This path is going to do my main modulation that I'm setting up right now. So another nice thing about this is the ridge, like the very top up here, it has the same silk screen on it as right here. So like if you're looking, you don't have to actually hunch over the back of your panel to look to see what you're plugging into. You can see it right here. So it just makes it easy, you know. They actually kind of thought of some ergonomic stuff, which is nice. So I'm going to use this path to modulate scanning between waveforms on the orgone accumulator. If you don't know, the orgone accumulator from Neutron Sound is like a super dope digital oscillator. It's 3 oscillators in one plus a 4th modulation oscillator on there. And then it's got effects and it's got a drum mode. It can do all kinds of crazy stuff. So to start out with, what I'll do is, this is how it's going to sound. Here, just orgone accumulator. Key hold so that we keep getting sound through here. I'm going to set up my modulation now. So VCO2 Ultra is the pathway that I'm using. Let's do LFO1. And we'll increase this. And let's change the waveforms of these guys. So now you'll hear that it'll step through these waveforms. And let's increase the speed of the LFO. So now, and we'll bring in the MatrixBrute oscillator. So, Renz Adamson is asking about getting the MatrixBrute. I was actually part of the sound design team, so when you get a MatrixBrute, roughly about a quarter of the patches or so will be done by me. So that's why I have one early. I've had this for a while. This is actually a prototype, but it's damn near as close to the final product as you can get. They are finished making them. They're just kind of gearing up and getting ready for release. If you look at the website, it says December. So I'm thinking somewhere between December and January. But they are gearing up for release right now. And, you know, how this one sounds is extremely, extremely, extremely close to how the final product will be. You know, again, this is a prototype, but it's basically all the changes that have been made are pretty much finalized on this. So again, let's check this out. We got VCO1 and the orgone accumulator. And I can morph between my waveforms now using my LFO1. So if you hear, that's the orgone accumulator, and I'm just... And you can tempo sync this stuff. So, like if you want to tempo sync your... So you can tempo sync your LFO. And let's turn that. So let's kind of change this up a little bit. I'm going to select a different mode of the organ accumulator for a second here. Let's do this guy. So now you got that. If I want to use more than one oscillator, I can just use a mixer in my modular. What else would we say? So I'm seeing what times does it do? What do you mean by what times does it do? Are you talking about divisions? You can do quarter note, eighth note, 16th note, 32nd note. You also have, note, triplets, and dotted. So yeah, there's that. You can also transpose. You can go up and down octaves. You can tap tempo. You can swing. You can change your gate. You can link sequences together. You can dictate your sequence length just by hitting the sequence length button and then kind of selecting wherever you want it to be, however long you want it to be. You can store patterns in it. You can MIDI sync it. You can clock sync it from a modular. You can send clock to modular. Basically, like, it's pretty much how short and how long. Are you talking about envelope times? Oh, the delay time range. I'm not 100% sure. I want to say it's something like 50 milliseconds up to like 500 milliseconds, something like that. It's a good amount of time. I mean, let me show you. Really, all that really matters here is when I show you how long the delay can be. Now, obviously, mono delay is going to be your longest delay, so I'll turn delay time all the way up. I'm going to keep regeneration short just so that you can hear it, and let's turn this back here. So we'll do. Turn regeneration up. It might be like 300 milliseconds. I'm not sure. And then, of course, you can go short. So you can kind of sort of get to like Carpless Strong type stuff. I haven't really messed with that too much. I will say because they're Bucket Brigade delay chips, there may be differences from unit to unit as far as how like regeneration is and times and that kind of thing because it is analog. And because mine's a prototype, I just don't want to say 100% certain like, oh yeah, that's exactly what it is. I don't know, but. And you can, of course, make it self-oscillate. So yeah, you can do that. What else? More cool stuff. Yeah, so let's say I wanted to have the effect of the organ accumulator spike up with a envelope. I can do that too. So let's do. Now I'm using the path of VCO2 pulse width modulation. I'm going to send that to the effect range here. Let's set the effect is going to be like a bit crushing and distortion that's on here. So right now, there's nothing on there, no effect of it. It's just and oh, let's take this. Yeah. So I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to use the envelope to do that. Envelope 3. Take it up a good bit, and we'll do envelope 3 is going to be shaped like this. And you can make it go this way. Yeah, definitely the stoner, more the acid section. But, well, really, I guess the acid section is the filter in 12 dB mode with the resonance up high, right? And the sequencer on. I don't know. And we'll bring some sub-oscillator in here. Yeah, so maybe I can run some drum breaks through it real quick. You know what? I'll save that for a separate video. Yeah, I'll call it a night. Unless there's anything important that you guys want to know about real quick. But I just wanted to show you guys what I've been working on for the past few months, and how cool this thing is, man. It sounds awesome. I'm going to do some demo videos with it stacked up next to the Moog, and stacked up next to the Prophet 12, and stacked up next to, you know, MS-20 over here, and a few other things, just to kind of show you guys how it sounds. But I'll do those in some separate videos. Let's grab a preset here. Another cool thing about that real quick is that you have your pitch and mod wheel over here, but then you have 4 macro knobs too that you can map to whatever you want, and then just kind of yank on them and get some cool stuff going. So yeah, this video will automatically upload, so it'll be there. The only thing is that like the first like 5 to 10 minutes is really absolutely nothing but me kind of setting up. So, but I mean, if you're nerdy enough to watch this right here, you're probably nerdy enough to watch that too, right? Yeah, I'll try and edit the video down if I can. I think you can use YouTube Creator to edit stuff down. This is all MatrixBrute right here, no Modular. I'm just kind of hopping through some presets. I don't remember how I had this patched up, but maybe I can see if I have it synced. I don't think I do. Let me see. In, out. It's going where? Where'd my out going? So I'll see if I can show you a quick patch. Sync input. Where's sync output going? Again, my wires are kind of, my patch cables are all over the place right now. And I've got behind here where you guys can't see, I have some extra crazy stuff going on. So that's going in. I don't really need that right now. We'll do this. Alright, so we got that. Probably help if I had it on. Alright. And let me just do this. 1 second. Okay, now I have it all synced up, so I can do stuff like you not auto save, you hit save to save your presets. Okay, so now I have my modular drums. So I mean, so right now I've got modular drums over here, run from BeatStep Pro, and it's synced to this, so that everything is all, you know, over clock sync, not over MIDI. So I can just kind of do my thing. So really easy to sync stuff up. Let me think. Let's do a different preset here. just hopping around, just kind of randomly. There we'll do. So that's kind of what it's all about, right? Yeah, so I'll be doing more videos later, and you know, I just kind of wanted to give you guys an actual live chance to ask questions and whatnot. I know that most people only saw these things at trade shows, and if they saw it at trade shows, they probably didn't even get real crazy deep into it. So I figured I'd kind of just do that for you. If you guys have any questions or anything, you can always hit me up. Facebook. Remember to support. Go to shop.fluxwithit.com, and I can help you out over there too. So, peace.